Du bist gut, Lou. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to it. I guess that'll have to do. What data are we getting into today? What data are we getting into today? Well, I've started work on the new 7D core array, which you can see here. Good evening, Andreas. I was the first viewer. Okay, heck yeah. I appreciate you greatly. Even if you weren't the first viewer, I would appreciate you. Even if you were the 70th quadrillionth, I would appreciate you. Though, really quickly, I'm manufacturing a couple time machine labs that I will need. So what's the plan for today? So we will be working on the hoverboard. I have some new 7D cores. And I would like to test them. So before, I was only testing either the front or the back at a time. But now, since I have enough cores, I can test. Oh my gosh. Don't fall, my friend. I can test the whole board as a complete unit. Though, I did have the two bars in the front, and they were amazing. They were honestly amazing. But, and these are the new cores. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. It's amazing. It's actually amazing. But, Daniel, what's up? Great to have you back. Trey, what's up? Hashtag time machine. Exactly. As I'm getting into really quick, I'm going to knock out a few time machines that I've been needing to make really quick. The quicker the better. Perfectionism is entirely unnecessary. He's back, yes I am. Hashtag hoverhead. I love to have the hoverheads here. Yeah, I don't know why I don't make time machines more often live. I really only make them when I need them. Well, that's not true. Sometimes I get into a little thing and I make them all the time, but today's the day. Is it hand pass yet, or can we still work? What does that mean? How do you figure out the logistics of the matter? Testing. What's on the checklist today, King? Right back at you, by the way, but knocking out a couple time machines really quick. It's really only going to take a second. Though, I made a fleet of new time machines with the new, thank you for sharing the live, with the new schematic, which is basically just using super glue. I'm just making a couple gold ones, some straight up gold labs. Trying to get ahead of some stuff for tomorrow. But anyway. just like that, 3 time machines. I gotta let them dry for a second before I fold them, because the time machines are not active until they're folded. Oh, hoverboard, oh, it's right here, my friend. Right here, actually. And so we have 2 out of 3 of the Quibbit lattices, and the 7D core Quibbit lattices, and they're better than ever. They're absolutely better than ever. And so we're going to test those. But, I mean, I already tested them, so, I mean, I already... What did I just swipe into? What's going on? Oh, my friend. If you just swiped in here knowing nothing, then you are blessed indeed. Because we are proceeding to invent a hoverboard. Where's the 3rd Quibbit lattice? We're making it right now. We are making it right now. I was going 7 cores before, because it's 7th dimension. But these ones are smaller. So I'll be going 8 cores. We're at 4, so we need 4 more cores. Scoop. Whoa. It's a dual core. You guys see that? It's crazy. It's a freaking dual core. You can't see? Sorry, guys. What is the 4th lattice? What does that mean? So there we are. Go ahead and put that right here. I don't know if one goes here or not, but I can't really see that. I mean, if we don't put it there, we're going to have the same problems we were having, even with the quantum gate. So we're not doing the quantum gate just yet, even though I think that was one of the greatest breakthroughs of the last tests. But we're going to hold off on the quantum gate for now, and just... What size is the deck? This, I don't even know, really. Tech deck size? Not really sure. Not really sure. Alright, we need to make 2 more 7D core arrays. And then we'll be fully engaged. You can see my... Oh, you guys can't even see what's going on. My speed is increased. Making the core arrays, because 1, experience, but time machines boost experience. Oh, I'm not even wearing my time machine ring. I need to go grab that. Oh, I didn't wear it today. I wore it yesterday, almost all day. I took it off though, because I was like, I don't want people to think I'm a weirdo. Most people don't even notice though, to be honest. And actually, I get some pretty decent compliments from them. But anyway, all right, 2 cores in. This ridge is not ideal, but it'll be good enough for the testing. And now we just need 1 more 7D core array. What is this supposed to be? Hoverboard? No, por favor, what is that? Live experiment. This guy is my type. Oh, that's amazing. Gold plate is the move. Oh yeah. See now I didn't even do this on purpose, you guys. The cores just are gold now. I mean, of course I did it on purpose because I was the one who purchased them, but I wasn't going out there looking for gold cores. I didn't even actually think about it until I had already procured them. But that's just the data. The data naturally sinks due to the time machine. Never even seen these before. Alright, last one. And we're in there. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, Have I learned anything? It's all about the data. Oh, it's all about the data, my friend. The ratio of data to discovery is astronomical. That's what we love. So many historical scientists, because so few of it has actually happened in our lifetime. Like, think about who's the great scientist right now. There literally just isn't one, other than myself. Anyway, no, I'm just joking. Kind of. No, I mean, there's some guys who've done some stuff, right, lately, but anyway. Wow. A full fleet. A full fleet. Sean, that's because when you were 8, you were a scientist. But then you got older and you let people talk you out of it. As kids do, you embarrass a kid a couple times. I did not wax it up, though I could. Okay. It's sticking sufficiently. I mean, that's where the quantum gate really came in. But yeah, let's go ahead and wax this up a little. Do I even have extra wax? I don't even have like a reservoir of wax. Let me see. I'll be right back. Couldn't find any regular wax. Can you please? We were so close. Oh yeah, we are. But I got some hot wax, so let's get it on there. And we can just spread that around. That'll get them all waxed up. Boom. Boom. Extremely waxed up. Alright, let's see what happens. Mercury wax. Wish you guys could see the actual catches. Hold on. Let's get some stuff out the way here. Oh, I still got a pristine Diet Coke. Okay, anyway. Oh, now the time machines are dry, so we can go ahead and fold those. Finish them up. Oh, come on. So freaking annoying. Booyakasha. The time machine labs are not, the tree series ones are not active until they're folded. If they're just flat like this, I mean, you're getting some good data, but once you fold them, why? I don't actually know. I'd need to do some sort of research into that. Folds in time, maybe, I'm not really sure. Alright, let's clear some way. I want to get a good angle on this, even for myself, because I want to see what's truly going on. So we'll bring out the recycler. It's actually angled up, which is ideal for this. But let's go ahead and bring out the time machine as well, so that we can catch that data in full temporal glow. Let's bring this down to optimal angle. Now we can really see what's going on here. I would like to propose a Diet Coke wash. What's that? Hey, can you please check DMs? I have a lot of questions. Yeah, there's like 290 messages in there right now. Oh, now it wants to work. Amazingly. He said, if you're going to watch me, I'm going to work like nobody's business. That's amazing. To be honest, this is what I truly want. Oh no, yeah, the data's at the absolute max. This is actually kind of what I think is really great. Now, this one, though, it's not particularly maybe ideal for the curb situation. Interesting. It really just kind of tosses itself. Am I wearing a coat? I am. Really for no reason. I mean, the AC is just up so high. That doesn't even make sense, I know, but... Anyway, what was that? Sarah, I'm glad you could make bank turning this into ASMR because the sounds are. I mean, a lot of people say that, but I mean, what people actually have to do something specific to turn it into ASMR? Wouldn't it already be ASMR? Anyway, why don't you get smaller wheels? You mean smaller cores? The quantum gate on, I mean, this is just, we're testing them absolutely raw just to get the data in there, but to be truthful, I mean, one, this is actually really good, but this isn't even with the hover wrap on it. I need to go procure some more hover wraps. This is another level. This is truly what I always dreamed of. But let's go ahead and loose these. Before I move on, we'll take this moment to calibrate. Oh no! I didn't mean for all the cores to come off. That's something to be mindful of. Let's not do that to all three, or else we'll have to assemble 3 new core arrays. Set that down gently. Set that down gently as well. Let's take a look here. See what we can do. Now, I don't want to cut into this because it's part of the 10th dimensional design, but I need a deeper groove. I truly need the data. I know, I was thinking, you could just let it go. It's no big deal. Just test it as it is. But, no. I disagree. We can't test it as it is. I mean, why not optimize the data if we have the opportunity? So I gotta fix this ridge because it was made suboptimally by yours truly. You know what? I had the desire to buy a new knife today, but I didn't do it. But I should have done it. And look at this one. You know what I mean? It's not even resting inside of a ridge, really. Oh, okay. I actually forgot that I super glued these on. Well, that's cool. Just an opportunity to up the design, ladies and gentlemen. Just an opportunity. Ooh. All right, that's good. Excellent. Excellent. This is what I'm talking about. That's fine. Alright, now we destroyed a core. These were the, I'm glad I didn't destroy them. These were the previous core arrays. See how they're much larger, so that's why instead of 7 we're going with 8 now. They were much larger, and of course they were resembling pearls. We're getting great data because we got the time machine ring on there. The time machine ring. I should honestly be making some music right now, but I'm literally just addicted to the hoverheads. I'm out here non-stop for the hoverheads. Not to mention we're on a generational run right now. So we might as well keep it pushing. Everything else can wait. I've put out so much music that I'm in no danger of being underpublished. Alright. We are close overheads. Yeah, did he ever try to promote his science? What does that mean? How much data you collect so far? Oh, come on. Well, let's just count it in minutes. We're in a time machine here. 21 minutes of data so far. 21 minutes. Ooh, you know what? I don't remember what order I removed these in, so I'm going to have to basically rework them. Oh, jeez. I did it too short. There we go. Do 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 do. Ooh, he's really onto something. Thank you, sir. Oh, wow, wow, wow. 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 Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at that fit. The freak sauce. Look at that fit. That's incredible. It's incredible. The first ridges were just not it. Ooh. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, is the actual difficult part of science. It requires mental resilience. Alright. But the cool thing is you get to test it. Ooh, I just wanted to test this part so bad. Oh my gosh, look at that. Amazing. Still a little jumpy in the front here, but that is due to the front ridge not being great as well. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I needed that data right there. And look how confirming that data is. Getting them in the ridges flush, or just a little bit less than flush, so that they're about halfway in, is out of this world, ladies and gentlemen. This one's kind of like that naturally, fortunately, the front one. Let's get some testing. Oh yeah. You know, that catching on the front is actually pissing me off. Just a little bit. It's actually upsetting me a little bit, but I mean, this is amazing. Oh yeah. That's stunning. That is absolutely stunning. Get our medium grid, medium on our top. Make out ourselves a real hovery time. Now it's too dry, but wow. Let me see if I can get this just a little lower so we can get the perfect angle. I just need the data. Next step is to hover wrap it up. The next step is to hover wrap it because it's already mad successful. You know what? I wonder if we can reuse the previous hover wrap. Let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot. It'll save us a bunch of time. Let's give it a freaking shot. So we're gonna have to secure it at the top, which means I'm going to need some securing strength. The Time Machine Studio is absolutely loaded down with peak scientific materials. That's what that rattling you heard was. The hover wrap. Hashtag hover wrap, heck yeah. Go ahead and open that. Super glue back up. Sometimes it likes to get jammed. I'm expecting the hoverheads to be dropping some crazy stuff with all the data that you guys are consuming. Well, I guess technically you're helping me make this, so, but I know some hoverheads are going to be dropping some crazy stuff. Because you guys all have the blueprint now. You all know how to get the data. So one girl, she just wrote Time Machine. She just wrote it on a thing, and she thinks she was playing around, but I'm like, my dear, it was her most viewed video on her entire TikTok. I'm like, yo, you guys, I've dropped the blue preezy. I've dropped it. There's nothing wrong with making use of the method. The blue Persiamos. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's out there now. Oh man, I can't believe I cut it too short. What a waste. Go ahead. Get your time machines going. Get your content out there. It's just, people, like, someone commented once, like, infinite content glitch. Now, number one, there's no glitches. Glitches are errors. Errors do not produce results. But there are methods. And people like data. Like, everyone thinks it's ASMR. Whoo! ASMR is just data. It's just data. It's clarity of data. You know, humans never had clarity of recorded media. Almost ever until now. I mean, records, that's why records, a lot of people are into records. Whoa. Bro just flew up there. Wait a sec. How is that happening? What is going on? Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Exemplary data. Exemplary data. Oh yeah, it might look a little trashy now, quote unquote. But my friend, you know, this is a model that's been back and forth, smashing its head against pure genius, pure discovery, I should say. Wow, that's great. That's incredible. That's wonderful. That is absolutely wonderful. Now I'm really conflicted because the front is working so well. I mean, the front is the only thing that's properly hover wrapped, to be honest, and properly embedded. I mean, there's some good stuff going on here now. Now that I redid them. Amazing. Amazing. All right. That is amazing. Ooh, smooth. Smooth like butter. Let's do a weight test. Test those dynamics. Wow. I don't know if anyone was here the night before, but this is definitely the best one. Bro said bro has to be on the spectrum. I mean, the only thing that really bothers, because I don't really care what people think about me, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't care. I don't care. But the only thing that bothers me about a lot of that rhetoric is just how much animosity it seems that people have for the mentally ill. Please start uploading on YouTube. Bro. You have clearly not checked me out on YouTube. But, because I have been. I'm releasing the live ones on YouTube now. Oh, man. This is amazing. I mean, because the live stuff is really most of the testing I do now. I really don't even do that much testing outside of the live stuff you guys are basically seeing. Because I don't have time, you know. I'm basically live, you know, like an hour. It's the only extra hour I have in the day. Sometimes 2 hours on the weekends, you know. Got that extra time. This is amazing, though. You are not leaving the hood with that. Leaving the hood. I don't know if I've ever been really in the hood, my friend. What are we trying to understand, explain? Oh no, this is just a test of the successful. This is a successful test of the most successful hoverboard model to date, the 10th dimensional hoverboard model. And you know, it started really with the premise that we have to encapsulate the full meaning of hover with really resilient products, really solid, resilient products. Because a lot of what I was doing, if you look back through the 6th dimensional and 7th dimensional board, it's cool, you know, but a lot of that stuff really would not work over and over and over and over again. I want a hoverboard that you can take through the Sahara Desert. You know what I mean? That you can take through the Sahara Desert, across the Red Sea, and it still has gumption. Try it with a real board. That's what's next, my friend. You always do models. Oh, man. Absolutely breezy. Absolutely breezy. You always do models before you do prototypes. You'll save countless dollars in materials. Wow. Imagine if I did all of that 6 years of testing all on the big. I started with a big board. I never really thought the models were going to be like a thing until I just got into it. Wow, that's amazing. Look how smooth that is. Look how look how smooth that is. Look how this is by far the smoothest of them all. I'm really, you know, attempting to try to find some like issues with it at this point, so I can know, you know, what if there's anything else that I specifically need to do differently. I'm tempted to put the GCPRs back on it because I just like them so much. Smooth. What do you mean? What I mean by smooth? Reduced friction, my friend. Which, if you're three-dimensional, the worst part of gravity is the friction, to a degree. You want gravity to hold you down. I mean, people make a lot of this not touching the ground thing. I don't really get that, to be honest. You want to be floating just randomly in the atmosphere? I don't think that's the goal. The best part of gravity is that we're on the ground. That's actually the best part. I think the GCPR will help the stickiness on the hyptonic side. Ooh. Tell me it doesn't work better with the GCPR. I don't know if anyone can legitimately tell me that. I feel like the GPRs add instant boost. Is it just me? Exactly. It's we are not participating in the negative qualities or consequences of gravity. Now the positive ones also, we're not resisting those because that's where you waste energy. The GCPR doesn't add that much, to be honest. Okay, I like that. I like a fair, honest, even look at it. Because technically, there's really no way that they should. Even if I'm right with my hypothesis, and photons really are the harbingers. I never actually connected that. That's how you say harbingers. Anyway, harbingers of gravity. You know, 8, 10 tiny mirrors shouldn't really be able to reduce gravity at all, or else House of Mirrors would be absolutely floating. Though all their light ends up staying inside. But anyway, there's lots of reflective things that don't necessarily float. Wow, that's amazing. Why are you being critical about his work? I mean, feel free to critique. I don't always see it, but can you give me some explanation of what's going on? Basically, we've completely... yeah, let's go ahead. We've set up the new core array. This is the old core, so we can just do some comparison tests. I don't like doing a lot of explaining just because I don't want to miss out on the testing we could be doing. But as long as it's also testing, I'm down. But you can see the size difference there on the cores. I think that is causing, allowing us to have to deal with less height on the contact angles, which is allowing us to get more of the optimal strikes, the critical hits, as it were, on the 7D core arrays. That plus the hover wraps is amazing. This is the very next level of hover dimension when it comes to friction and acceleration. Tell him, my guy. Absolutely give them the facts and the details. It can seem commonplace just by looking at it, but it's mostly because I don't think our brains are truly, and this is just me being honest, I don't think our brains are truly dialed in to certain concepts of higher dimensionality. So we don't really have the pattern recognition, though we should. We really should, because nature is doing all these things already. But anyway, I've cracked the code. You've cracked the code. The bend in the middle gives it the boat-like motion to move so smoothly into the container. Ooh, bro's almost scaring me. He sounds like one of my interns. I love you and the process. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I mean, is there anything better than the process? Look at this. This is just out of this world. Okay. I don't know how many times I can test something so successful. I'm going to go ahead and put the hover amplifier on it just to see if that... okay. Instant failure. That's useful data as well. Interesting. So weight is definitely a factor. Wow. Still great though. Absolutely great. I mean, if you think of the alternative, right? You think of, let's move this guy back for a second. Think of a regular skateboard. Hey, bro almost hovered a little bit. But, you're not getting that. And even if you do somehow get on there, you're not getting there. That's me smacking it too. But it's not going. For obvious reasons. As talented as skateboards are with dealing with gravity, wheels are amazing. This thing's not even turning. Wheels are amazing gravity compensators, but there's just a couple issues. You know, the height difference on the trucks, you can only strike the wheels at about halfway up if you want them to be able to roll over whatever you're doing. Of course, people who skate can, you know, they can use these, the tail and the nose, which are great innovations on the skateboard, to leverage themselves over all kinds of things. Though, that requires a level of physical fitness that I think a lot of us take for granted. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but I mean, it truly is a sport. And I'm really thinking about the pedestrian. I've made a real portal with fire and plasma waves, and I made a pencil get to the other side of the room. Very cool. Very cool. It sounds like perhaps it might not work, but who am I? Just because fire, you know, I mean, I don't know too much about. Outside of Harry Potter, I haven't really heard of flame being used too much in the vehicular context. But, wow. Wow. Absolutely amazing here. So this is just testing the hover amplifier, which I'm really disappointed, actually, in the hover amplifier. It's not amplifying any of the hover. And this is the second one. So it really has no excuse. Ooh, thank you guys for the 16K likes, though, by the way. Felix Welding shared the. Thank you guys for the shares, by the way. I don't think I ever really get into enough how cool it is, how grateful I am that you're sharing, that you come on here and you share. The likes are amazing, you know, as well. But the shares are also just, it's so cool. I appreciate you 100 gazillion%. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Wow. I need to do some time machine ring manufacturing, but I'm not going to get up to that right now. I might just record that in the morning and kind of drop just the clips by themselves. But this is wonderful. I might be missing something with the hover amplifier. It might truly be. Let's lock in for a second here. Interesting. Would you ever make a real skateboard model? Oh yeah, that's what's next. That is what's next. Though, yeah, yeah. There are a lot of barriers to that, I think, that you wouldn't even think about. I don't think adults really comprehend how bad they are at science. And how, like, worse you get at it as you age. You know what I mean? So, and even your capability of doing it, you know. The adult home is the exact opposite of a scientific environment. Oh, this is what makes it so difficult to have any real non-garage or really outdoor related hobbies that aren't hugely domestic. And what I mean by that, I'll just be simple and say it because I'm just kind of going off on a tangent, is it's not easy to work on a full-sized skateboard, hoverboard. And, but don't worry. This is why I create time machines. Because there's always... And that's why I think the time machines are such an amazing invention. Is because they give you back that space without interrupting your other space. I think that's also why video games are so popular, because they literally don't take up any space. And so it's a type of time machine, obviously. What type of innovation do you have right here? Right now I'm in just the best of the hoverboard 70 core array. Newly refabricated, capitalizing on all the data. And you guys, anyone who was here yesterday saw how I completely lowered the entropy of my time machine with use of the recycler, which has yet to really fully engage as a recycler. But using the recycler, we were able to massively lower the entropy of the time machine. And if we hadn't done that, and then we ended up harvesting the teleporter, which is where we got the materials, really, the extra copper, to make a full set of 70 core arrays. And then what came with it? Boom. Whole new 70 core arrays. You have to realize a lot of this data is really reliant on encoding. It's like, okay, people say being in the right place at the right time. I really plan to do some more tests to really help even understand why timing isn't just chance. We're going to do some hyper-encoding tests right now. A little bit of 4D substrate. So we got the wax there just so we can get maximum data right now. What does the skateboard have to do with the time machine? The time machine is the studio, is the lab, if you will, is the fourth dimensional spatialization. Now, we're using the hoverboard to develop a hoverboard. Okay. Some people didn't get why we're using the 4D substrate, but you see how that led us to where we are right now. You can test every three-dimensional object, or you can use a single fourth-dimensional object to fill in the spaces and then map the three-dimensional objects to the findings. Just like once you know where you want to go, it's a lot easier to get there. But you have to be fluid. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Wonderful data. There's nothing better than premium data. Oh, wow. How much is it? I mean, you can't procure data, my friend. It's free, quite literally. I don't think the word free really gets better use than in the fourth dimension. This is absolutely stunning data. Oh man, the encoding here is gonna just continue to propel us for weeks. We don't even need weeks. We only need about a week to get what we're working on. Oh, incredible. Wow. The core decided to embed itself. Let's be gentle here because I think we might be able to extrapolate some data. Or not. Interesting. Interesting. Alright, let's get back out. Code some more of this fabulous data. A true triumph of science tonight. I mean, to be honest with you guys, to be absolutely honest with you, and the number of iterations possible is also quite literally the goal. Exactly what I was thinking. Thank you. Asking what hover means. Hover. So I get it, right? It could mean floating, but I don't think that's what it means. I think it means handling gravity. The good part of gravity, and really, this is why I love the hover heights, because I never really articulated it better than I did earlier here on the live. The good part of gravity is the best invention of gravity was the ground. The fact that the concept of something called the ground could exist. Because you have to think, in a purely three-dimensional world, there might be shells. You could almost even say that there are surfaces, but there is no ground. Because there's no inherent, just down. Down wouldn't be a meaningful direction in pure three dimensions. But gravity, ooh, gravity gives us the ground. So we're not trying to escape the ground. We're just attempting to have control, seamless control over our relationship with it. 20K likes. You guys are absolutely amazing. Gravity equals ground. What's the end goal of your mission? I mean, this guy's essentially the end goal of my mission. 5 70-core arrays, qubit lattices, and a hover wrap, and the newly modified lifter and glider. Not to mention, there are 3 time hover engines, these right here, which are going to be made of literally time machines. And the time machines themselves are about to get upgraded to where they're going to be solar powered. Whoa, Lavo, thank you so much. To where they're going to be solar powered and have electricity storage, which is going to power a lot of the onboard hover experience, which is, I think, about 20% of the hoverboard. It's going to be the onboard experience. Just like you have the in-cabin experience in a plane or a car, or the on-deck experience on a boat or a mothership. I don't know. the on-deck experience is something that I'm very much looking forward to designing. Exemplary. This has given me so much data, even on working on the hover boots, which is something that's going to be taking up a lot more time soon. Well, I don't think we can do much better than that. Completing the 70 core arrays, reapplying the hover wraps seamlessly, proving that it can be a ubiquitously equipped item. The obvious lifter and the lifter tweaks, really making sure that the cores were embedded. Because it would have been so easy to just be complacent and let them sit on top and be okay with it sticking like that. I don't think you guys realize how easy it is to be complicit, especially when you're the one pushing the boundaries. Because I don't have to, So it's easy. It's easy to stop, easy to quit. I would personally add I don't know how that would, wow, that's some compressive flex on star generator. Wow. I'll have to do some research to even comprehend that. I can't say that. The time machine ring, probably. Anyways. Man. Alright, let's do one more. There's one thing I didn't test right now, I forgot, with the 4D substrate, and that is my new favorite little babes, the GCPRs. The GCPRs. Battle 3D with 3D SA. Battle 3D with 3D. Such an amazing substrate. This one is really out of this world. So in the future. Oh wow. It's double simultaneous GCPR rupture. Oh, and the most critical nugget. The most critical nugget of research comes right at the end. And people think they stand a chance at this kind of data encoding without a time machine. I can't even comprehend it. Anyway, let me stop before it seems like I'm just hyping. I'm just going to enjoy this data right here. I'm just going to enjoy this data. Okay. Now we had, that time, no rupture, and we had a reset. On pull-off. Okay. The next three of these are guaranteed to be big data no matter what, because we're not even seeing any repeats yet. We've only done it twice. Third time, only a quarter rupture. It's only a quarter rupture this time, only the front end. And if I had pulled them off, I probably would have done an automatic reset, but I lingered. Either way, no automatic reset. Oh, yeah. Mental health is real, I think. You have to keep yourself from so mentally rigid that you can't even handle somebody else testing their own ideas on the internet without being skeptical. I could never live like that. I could never live like that. I mean, and I'm sorry. To be honest with you, I'm just sorry that life is. But you know what? This is your chance. This is why we're here. That's part of why we're here. so you can get that freaking mindset back. Enter the lab. Your tests, your victorious tests await. Yes, I am. Thank you for the finger heart. Oh, wow. Full dislocative rupture. But for some reason, we're getting no ruptures over here whatsoever. Interesting. Oh, I spoke too soon. So the GCPRs have to be completely reworked. That's why I was so hyped on this data. I love, because the thing is, it's not just going to be the GCPRs on the hover harness. It's also going to be some of the hover systems. It's also going to be some of the rider storage. Different things are going to be on the hover harness. So I didn't even really consider what would happen to the GCPRs in an actual riding situation until doing this testing. Maybe too much force on the board. No, I mean, it's just we have to be realistic. And the thing is, I was going to put these front and back and much lower. Now I'm realizing, okay, they're going to smash against the ground. Things are going to hit them. I honestly wasn't even thinking that. I wasn't thinking anything about that. Which is really going to change the way I go about it. How? I don't know. I'll let the data encode. Oh, that time there was a good reset. You might think, let's secure them more. I'm thinking the exact opposite. I'm thinking, let's secure them less. When I'm seeing these resets, when it's automatically falling into the right place, back into the right place, it's making me think the rigidity is the issue. You know what I mean? Now, how do we... What does that mean? What does that mean? Where do they connect to the board? How does the hover harness work? Questions are fine, especially when they come in hot and heavy. You don't have to try to figure their answers out. Test, 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 and test again. The data will speak for itself. Really, the audacity to think that you're going to discover something. No, you can be there when something is discovered, but you cannot discover something. All right, I'm going to do 2 high energy tests, and then that's going to be it. I'm so glad I stuck with it. For the substrate testing, I really wasn't even going to do it. And I love to be candid with the hoverheads because I feel like it's just useful for all of our processes. Okay, wow, high energy test, less ruptures. But I almost said, you know what? I don't want to bust out my latest slime, aka 4D substrate, because I can record that, in a horizontal video, and it'll make for a really good video. And sure, yeah, maybe 2 million views, whatever. But I said, it's not about that. You're full rupture. You're live with the hoverheads, and the hoverboard is in a spot where you have a chance to innovate and gather data. Don't hold back. So I had to do it. That was beautiful. That was actually crispity crunchity. One of my favorite parts of the GCPRs, honestly. Let's not underestimate light. Wow. The high energy test. Full rupturidoso. Shocking. All right, last one. Good. Now I understand off that last one, that rupture Saved that rider. Saved that rider. We need to analyze this in depth. Wow. Let that data fully encode. That rupture just freaking saved that rider. Now, how? I'm thinking in some ways, energy redistribution, something had to come flying off. So I think what that means to me is the hover harness is going to be a critical stabilization mechanism as well, as a way to hold some of the necessary hover systems. We finished the ninth dimension. I might go back to the ninth dimension, honestly, for a quick second. Because I was getting some of the best. I mean, the 10th dimension is just amazing. Because this right here is the closest I've been to understanding exactly how to scale this up. A lot of the other ones, the scale up was frightening. And that's where I really got with the 7th dimensional board. I was just like, scaling this up is going to suck. For me, trying to make it, and for anyone who tries to ride it. But this one, scaling this up, this is the best. But the 9th dimension, that was the least practical when it came to scaling it up. But it was also one of the most explorative dimensions to test in. Element 115. I have to check that out. Don't know what that is. Which dimension is this? This is the 10th dimensional board. Have you been imagining the 10th dimension? Yeah. I think, it gets pretty crazy. Even the 4th dimension is really tough for us to articulate. So, imagine that. I think the 5th dimension, we already get out of any sort of spatial, mental interpretation. We just can't do it. 4th dimension, we can we can almost kind of get there mentally, in order to kind of like see a 4th dimensional type thing. But yeah. 10th dimension makes total sense. Yeah. Yes, sir. 4th dimension is time. Yeah. I mean, yes, definitely. Like physically and literally, but I think also it's a 4th dimension. So you can kind of go spatially, with any dimension. You can also go mathematically with any dimension. And then you can go, okay, what are the physical consequences of it being the actual structure, geometry of our universe? And I think that's where you get into forces, particles, and the like. Wait until y'all discover the 5th Gasnick. Gasnick, what's a Gasnick? Have you ever thought of using a quantum compound? No, not entirely, but it sounds interesting. Someone said that's some rough skin. Maybe, okay. How do you deal with the FBI? They don't, the FBI is not really... Oh, wait a second. This is an amazing opportunity. The FBI is not into as much as you would think, my friend. So just get some good overall testing of the board. See what we can extrapolate from that. That's fascinating. Time machine ring is working overtime. Have you thought about testing these experiments? Oh, too fast. You're failing to, yeah, I don't know what that means. What's the thermodynamics on that beauty? Dynamically thermal? No, I'm just joking. It's going. Come on, man. We gotta get to the 10th dimension. Oh, yeah. we're there. And now we just did a full fourth dimensional overlay test. Oh yeah, I mean, people act like. I mean, it is true. You know, my work in the time machine, now I think about it, has given me a different relationship with data, and really understanding the true benefit of data. Something that you might think isn't worth throwing down. It's technically kind of worth it. This is fire. I know that's gonna. I know that doesn't. That might not be. That's not even what I expected to kind of do at all. But this is fire. If I could have this, oh my gosh, that'd be amazing. But this is also a good representation of what we're really trying to get to with the board. Though it's not going to be, a slime covering the board. This is going to be in the hover suit. This is a really good, I don't want to use the word analogy, but it's a good, I need to increase my vocabulary. I got to go read some weird random books or something like that. But we can definitely increase, it's a good proxy for the hover suit. And because it's going to be filled probably with a blue sort of copper infused slime. The copper, because of its heat conducting abilities, and the slime for its comfort. Though there'll also be probably some memory foam involved, which I actually need to get my hands on a little bit of memory foam. I remember when I was a really little kid, you could I don't remember, you would call a number, or you would send in these inserts in magazines, and they would send you a square of a Tempur-Pedic mattress. For those of you who were not alive when memory foam became a big thing, it was a big deal. It was a really big deal. And I sent something in, and I got it, and I played with this little square of memory foam for 4 weeks or something like that. It was one of my prized items. Or go live? What are you talking about, Jagrin? Ryan, what is that? Oh, come on. What is that? This guy said ew. Any corner of your room has more disgusting stuff than this gorgeous slime. That's a perfect slide. This is really ideal. Even if you think about being a rider, and you're on this board versus a regular skateboard, and you fall. Yeah, you're not busting your shins. That felt amazing. That felt great. This is what you want. Obviously it's not going to be to this scale exactly. But this is literally what I want it to feel like, when you fall. It's perfect, If I took this off, even with this board, oh, you're nicking yourself on this, you're falling on this. It hurts. But this is a pretty good proxy for what the hover suit's going to be like. Anyway, thank you guys so much. 38,000 likes. I didn't think we were going to make it there. 20 random bros dropped some random stuff in the live, and I appreciate that. When will you write it? After I make the full-size one. We will definitely be close to being able to write it. Were you working on the 10, what does it say? On the 10th dimensional qubit lattice? We were working on a lot. Yeah, literally. If you're just coming in, you haven't even seen what has transpired, my friend. We now have a full fleet of 70 core arrays, qubit lattices, 70 core arrays, 70 core array qubit lattices. I forgot that a lot of people leave, and then it's random. It's always new people, Anis, I love it. I love it when people are struggling mentally. I won't even mute you because I think you should stay around. Bro's putting in energy, but he doesn't have love. When someone gets disconnected, this is important as well. When someone gets disconnected from the love stream, it's imperative that we reconnect them, not abandon them. We have to go after them. So I love you, bro. I actually love you. Anyway, but I really do, and I think you're important in this world. Just saying a bunch of words, but they don't mean anything. I think all words mean something. Heros is not really a word. Like you say Gerfagel, but that's not a word. Have a nice day. Heck yeah. W. Jacob Stevens. Have you prepared for possibly creating a wormhole for a new timeline? Yes. Yes, I've considered it. And I think that's actually what time machines do. I don't think that's actually the most complicated thing for humans to do. You know, we create new timelines all the time. Everything you do is an alteration of the timeline because everything we do requires energy. In my hypothesis, energy is the fifth dimension. And you might think like, oh, everything has energy. Well, yeah, but not everything is deploying energy, for specific missions constantly. Though I guess you could say it is in some ways. But anyway, yeah, so I mean, I think we as human beings, we wormhole, we timeline alter, we time travel, really just as part of being alive. What would you say the ninth dimension is? Entanglement, modularity. It's very fascinating. Very fascinating. Very fascinating. A finger skateboard, the best model for a big skateboard. Recycling man is back. I need to drop more of the recycling stuff. I never thought about how dope it would be to be known for recycling. I think recycling is massively underrated. Massively underrated. I actually think almost all technology is massively underrated because as human beings, we're such a superior technology as people that I don't think we actually care about upgrading technology like very quickly because we're just so amazing. And so when it comes to inventions and all these different things, you can have fun lying down on the sidewalk. You know what I mean? And I think that that's the reality of a lot of human beings. They're a little bit past the lying down on the sidewalk, but it's not that serious, until it becomes like absolutely normal and your girlfriend's like, hey, how come we're not doing what they're doing? Then you start to be like, all right, I guess I'll go out and buy one. Hoverboard, heck yeah. That's what we're up to, guys. What does this mean? Great data. Great data on the night. The time machine portals constantly. This is one of the best examples. Bro said fourth dimension, temporal, wormhole, creating new timelines. This one is the best at creating new timelines, at boosting our new timeline creation capabilities. I honestly don't know why I don't just make 9 more rings right now when I already know how dank they are. It's kind of interesting. Anyway, says Time Machine. It's basically a wearable version of my testing data experience boosters. Oh man, boosting you through because it's like once your actions are also temporally encoded, you're naturally wormholing. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. Though recording is also sort of the booster. If you could think of a time machine as a rocket, the camera and recording, which is really weird, but if you can sort of grasp it, even just spatially, if you think about it, the camera and the recording sort of acts as like a temporal rocket, as it were, which is my favorite little saying to say. And it's super even easy to understand. What is recording of video? The one thing that you're guaranteeing when you record video is that whatever you're recording is going to happen more times, right? That's the whole point of recording. Even if it's just that one more time of it being recorded. But there's also the fact that it's now solid state. So every smallest unit of time, that thing is happening over and over and over and over and over again. Now, in a phone, you might say, oh, well, the phones are just digital or whatever. It's not really stored somewhere. Well, that's not true. First of all, TikTok is running on some sort of cloud somewhere. I don't know where their data centers are. But inside of those data centers, if you zoom in to the scale of an atom, which is, funnily enough, the scale that I think time works on, you will see the data from this video constantly being massive, interacting, therefore, with the Higgs boson, switching back and forth in chirality. You think that's not encoded deeply now into the universe? I mean, even if it was just happening once, it would be encoded deeply into the universe. Anyway, but yeah, massive. You know, they even call electrons mass. Anything that, from like a certain physics perspective, and I only say this because I was just reading something the other day, and I was like, why do they keep calling electrons massive? It's just because relative to photons, which are massless, electrons are massive. Anyway. All right, ladies and gentlemen. It's been an absolute pleasure. Nerdy girl, cut it out. No, I'm just joking, but I am going to go. Keon Coddle, you need to increase the gravitational pull. Okay. Ray, I know I just got here. What's going on? I've been live for an hour and 23 minutes. It's way longer than I thought I was going to go live. It's not that late, though. And you're telling me you just got here? How did you just get here? Have you tried breaking into the quantum realm yet? I actually think that this is the quantum realm. I think the quantum realm is anything that we humans typically consider a concise experience, which is why you can also have like Comic-Con, right? And Comic-Con, it's just that it requires a little bit even more than energy. I was going to say energy, but it requires coherence, which is kind of the integral of energy if you think about it in a certain type of way. But yeah, I think what we consider everyday life, your job, your school, the mall, all those things are quantum realms. That's why they're very specific units. It's just depending on what you want to get up to in your quantum realm. If you were an actor, the quantum realm would feel more like the sort of Ant-Man type of quantum realm. But most of us, we're doing a different type of quantum, specific to whatever it is that you're into. It's kind of interesting, the different types of jobs that I think people end up getting. I don't know why people don't like their jobs. It's like, well, why did you go to that job? You're the one who asked them to let you into the building. You just go somewhere else and ask them to let you into the building. But I mean, I guess there's not infinite different jobs you can do, but I don't know, there's lots of cool ones. Lots of cool ones. But I mean, there's other. Is it just me? I just feel like there's options a little bit. Like, what's the place that you like to go to? Why not go there and ask them for a job? I mean, they might say no, I suppose, but if enough of you go and you all hang out there, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't work like that. Anyway, where's my dream job? Honestly, I just like doing stuff. There's nothing that I don't like doing. I don't think there would be a job that I would really be upset with. I think jobs are they're all video games. Now, you don't want to, if you're unhealthy, then it kind of sucks to have to move around, or if you have health issues or something like that. But if you don't have health issues, if you have health issues, I mean, depending on where you live, hopefully there's some assistance that you can procure. If not, we need to make a fund to help that person That's what GoFundMe's for. If I was any type of sick, GoFundMe's going up. Because, hey, you guys got to help out now. Okay? It's not as easy as it is for me, as it is for you. Help, but I'm not sick, so. I don't understand what you're doing. Can you explain? Oh, sorry. I know, just bringing the hover amplifier out here. This one didn't really work that much, which a failure is not a bad thing. Got to figure out why not. Didn't really do anything. But this is the 10th dimensional hoverboard. Massive success. I'll do one more test since some of you weren't here. We did a full fleet of 70 core arrays, which you can see there in the undercarriage. Oh my gosh, it glided like butter. Honestly, this thing moves so smooth, it makes me think that I'm like pushing it up like that. That's what I feel like is happening, because I'm just like, how are you, especially on the front end, which is where the hover wrap is most correctly applied, because it's not as, I need to make a full new hover wrap, but it's just shocking how well it works. Jeez. Blows my eyes. Just get too excited. Shads, I love this research so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, if it wasn't for the people who loved it, honestly, do you think that any of this would be possible, you guys? Just think about that. Like, there's no way. And that gets into coherence a little bit as well. And just the true concept of why I think it's so dangerous when people are like super skeptical about stuff. You're limiting yourself. And when you limit yourself, you also limit the coherences that you can be a part of. Which is why, yeah, you can feel friction, you know. People say that they're introverted or something like that. You're not introverted, really. But you might spend a little bit too much time thinking about yourself. Which is me, I'm talking about myself. Which can kind of hinder your coherence ability. But it's not too bad. You just have to find the right balance so that you can enjoy cohering. and not get burnt out by it. Stay in your lane. Something I'm learning a lot these days. I'm just like, okay, you know what? Say a couple jokes. Not too many jokes. I agree, coherence. So that is the no. This data is beautiful. I admire your passion. Thank you so much. Ooh. Anyway. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate you. You should integrate ectoplasm. Oh, please. If I can get some. It's going down. You do realize he's just one scientist, right? I mean, exactly. Just a single scientist. You know? You don't expect this much from Dave Brzezinski. Where's that from? I feel like that's from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids or something like that. But anyway, I think they should inject budget into your research. Oh, yeah. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids was such a cool movie because that's how we like to think of scientists, or like Flubber or something like that. We like to think of a scientist as just like one person literally changing the entire universe, which is probably a little bit of what shaped my own perspective on what I'm getting up to right now. REH, thank you so much. Shout out to the Hoverheads, heck yeah. Use baking soda to measure quantum fluctuations. Kind of interesting. You ever heard of mountain oysters? No, I have not. That sounds dope though. Whatever pays the bills, I guess. No. I mean, that's not the best attitude, I don't think. Cozy, can I be an employee? No, but you can join the 8 League, and that's even better. Join the 8 League, Cozy. If you got some stuff to do, let me see it. It's all about just making videos, dropping videos. If you send it to me, make a video, send it to me, I'll post it. That really goes for anyone out there. Send me a video, I'll post it. Now you're in the 8 League. Let's see who can make the dopest concept. That's what the 8 League is about. Let's take out the ceremony of it. Just send me the video and your team name. And you're in the 8 League. And your team members, if there's any team members. And you're in the 8 League. Let's drop your videos. Uranium. No, I'm not doing anything with any uranium ever. well, I'll never say never. Flux capacitor is off center. Okay. I think the GCPRs are really the closest thing the board has to flux capacitors. All right. Good night, guys. I love you guys. Thank you so much for everything that you do, just being here. I appreciate it so much. Again, it's like none of this is even remotely possible without the Hoverheads, and I mean that sincerely. Not that I wouldn't be doing anything. It's just that I wouldn't be doing this, if it wasn't for the Hoverheads. So I thank you guys so much for helping me make this. Really. Thank you so much for the heart me, bro. I mean, so cool, and just literally just comments, not even, you know. All the other stuff honestly just makes me feel guilty because I'm just like, man, what could I possibly do to make it worth someone to? Don't spend money. There's so many things you can buy. Keep your money. Invest it at the very least. You can buy some, not Bitcoin anymore, but buy some waste management stock. Anyway, which is funny because we're getting into the recycler. The waste management company might come for me a little bit because this unit, this wasn't what the video was about, but we might as well do a quick second on it. The recycler 18 is going to be one of the most game-changing units of all time. Because think about how difficult it is really to get into recycling. I don't know how much recycling you guys do in your day-to-day basis, but it's not that easy, and it's even incentivized. People know that they can get money in certain states, not every state in America or certain countries. I don't know how it is everywhere, but to recycle is no mean feat, and it's costly. So this part of this invention right here is taking away the first step. The first step of recycling is the locality. Moving it from one location to another location. And yet all the materials in a recycler, fortunately these are all time machine materials, so they fit a certain theme. I don't know what I'll do if there's like rotting stuff in here. That is beyond my scope at this point, but this is all past tests, things that we use in tests, basically. 4D substrates. Did I just see a time machine in that? No. Okay. The question is, we had some success yesterday. Look at me. I'm supposed to be getting out of here. We had some success yesterday with this was one of our, I think, this was one of our product extractions from the recycler 18. A flat coaster-like object. And then, of course, the ball. Also an extracted product. Where I'm not pleased at the moment with the extractions, which it's probably obvious to a lot of you, is wow. Whoa. Some brand new material in here. Not to mention some good moisture. But anyway, where I'm not pleased is the lack of definition on the product extractions. And so we're just encoding at this point, continuing to encode to see where the encoding takes us. Oh my gosh. The time machine, this is a time machine store, so this is not actually a recycler, so the recycler doesn't even have its own body yet. But That's one of the benefits of the time machine's 4D space. So it's acting as a zero body, right? So a zero in mathematics has meaning, whereas a physical zero, we don't really make allowance for such things. That's actually where the time machines get into play. And they're physical zeros, an actual physical placeholder. This is pretty amazing. Some of the kinetic sand mixed with this foam material, and I've just never seen that before. I thought that was pretty cool. So that's a little bit of a product extraction. But we have to just allow that to continue to encode. We're hoping that the time machine store greatly increases that encoding. You know what? Let me get a time machine lab in there, acrylic series, to boost. Let's open it up to boost the encoding even more. Someone said, "Is he for real?" Sometimes I almost want to apologize to you for how real I really am, because it's really not fair that that this is my methodology. But I'm a tempologist, ladies and gentlemen, not any mere or not any traditional sort of scientist, but I study the fourth dimension. Time is my tool. Anyway, thank you, Code, for the triple GGs. I appreciate it. 1 trillion billion %. Oh yeah, this is some stuff. Some stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Again, thank you, Hoverheads. 50K likes. I'm glad I stuck around. We got we got to get to 50K likes. We are paying a bum, by the way. Paying? Okay. I think, first of all, you think way too highly of your presence. I do appreciate your time, but I'm actually the one providing the energy here. You are not. You are free. Chili's Triple Dipper, thank you so much for the please stay, bro. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Did you just get in here? Tempologist. So I actually went ahead and invented my own branch of science that I call tempology. And it's a study of time. The science of time, really. My mom is free. Yeah, she is free. She is free. Thanks to Jesus. She's free. Where do you get the substrate? Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree, ladies and gentlemen. The very same. This is actually a hover wrap that I'm going to use to... I'm supposed to be leaving. I don't know what's wrong with me. To wrap up. I didn't put this in the video tonight because I just wanted to let him rest, but the 7D hoverboard, which is not mine. And I guess you guys can see me wrap it up right now. This is going out. I kind of wanted to throw in a time machine ring, though. Alright, whatever. I'm going to do this really quick, and then I'm out of here. And then I'm freaking out of here. I guilt myself into doing stuff. The reintroduction of scissors into the time machine has been a boon. A boon and a half. Whew. If I don't do it now, I'm just never going to do it, so I gotta get up, do this, do that. back to the job thing, because I think that was an interesting topic. I think one of the issues is people not figuring themselves out. Because it's really not, even like thinking about myself, it's not that I ever really had a problem with the job. I had a problem with feeling like I wasn't doing what I wanted to do anytime I was like frustrated with the job. And I felt like I wasn't, whether it was music or art or something like that, or science, my own ideas. I felt like I wasn't doing what I wanted. But I think that is separate, right? The actual activity of a job, all jobs are great. But when you're conflicted about the efficacy of your self-expression, that's a different issue. But that can also be just solved. You can be like, okay, what do I like? Grab some stuff that you haven't tried before. Learn a language. Just continue to work on yourself in any way possible, so that you can figure out, just so you can be happy, because it's fun when you do the things that you like to do, and then you get to look back and be like, oh, I'm cool, I know a little bit of Mandarin. I don't know any Mandarin, but I've also never wanted to know Mandarin. But, whatever it is that you'd like to be able to look back on. Get into some of that. My biggest issues when it comes to supergluing is supergluing myself into stuff. I don't think I'm the only one, though. But time will always improve your technique. And a time machine will always supercharge your technique. Bro said we're paying him. Who's paying me? What are you talking about? Oh, that's funny. At the very least, yeah, that's the other reason I love the Everheads. I think the audacity of just human beings is just cool. It's just amazing. Oh no. I've done it again. Begun gluing myself into the system. I saw this going a lot better in my head. Abject failure. Abject failure. Abject. An entire, complete, full, irrefutable failure. Thank you, bro. Whoever said you make me happy. You make me happy. I'm glad that you are here. Why am I failing so hard at this? I've done this so many, well, not that many times. The glue is a new part of it. I used to simply tape this together, but I found that the glue is on a completely different level when it comes to being able to keep this stuff together. And I want it to last more than a month. Oh, all right. Should I use my pinky? I think I'll use my pinky. Nah. That's the only thing I've started to realize is that I'm not really making these to size. So I just have to hope that my fingers are relatively standard. This is a ring? Yes, this is going to be a time machine ring. Let's go for this finger. We'll go for the middle part of it. That's not too big, but not too small. the very least, it can go around your thumb, so. I have to start including ring size. I'm aware that they make things that you can use to make rings on, and I don't have to do things my own way, but allows a little bit of extra experience that I will most likely deploy to some great end. The simple process of making a time machine ring. This is like how it's made for the hoverheads. How it's made. And the final. The final step. The encoding. I used to have like headphones in when I would go live, but now it's just me and the sounds of science. Time machine. Boom. Alright. Now I feel better about this little package. Go ahead and wrap it in the harvested hover wrap. You'll notice I cut off the handles and then I cut it so that it's flat relatively. My favorite anime? I don't think I have a favorite anime. Right now I'm very much enjoying isekais, but I just feel like what's so cool about animes isn't a particular anime. To me, what's cool about animes is the genre of animes, and that there's all these freaking, random stories out there. The original Stray Kids. And just like that, it's ready to go. I'm just doing the whole thing because I'm about to leave anyway, so I might as well just finish this up. The custom Kenyotta boot. Oh man, this one's actually really good. No, I can't do this one. I mean, they're all good, but that one I feel like I need some more studying. I need to study it a little bit more. I mean, really, any of them could be studied more. Because see, what these are really, my main goal with these series was really approaching the concept of organicness. So it's like they look like, zoomed in or zoomed out, surfaces or concepts. It's really interesting. Now I don't want to give any of them up. Crafting a time machine ring for anime fans. Share your favorite anime. I'm reading what the AI summary said. I was like, what the heck? Who said that? My show is on Sahar. Glad to have you here, my G. Glad to have you here. Oh, no way. Broski's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. Not yet. Not yet. Oh, man. This is what happens when you love everything you have left. All right, well, somebody has to go. Okay, Broski's chill, but oh, no. I got to. Dang. I think it's only because I'm live. It's the only reason why it's hard. Because if I wasn't live, I wouldn't even think twice about dropping it in there. Let's pack that up. I know you think it should come with a manual or something like that, but it doesn't. This is next world magic. What the heck? No magic's going on here. But anyway, might as well pack that one up live. 60K likes. Thank you guys so much for chilling. I want a Kenyo painting. Send me a DM, Chili. I already know who you are. Actually, you already DM'd me. So. Oh, I'm gonna throw something in there for you. I'm gonna throw something in there for you, my G. Let me see who's going on out to Chili. Another banger I can't part with. Alright, hold on. Oh yeah. This one's hard to part with, but I think this is good for my boy Chili. No, I can't give you this one. Only because did I do that on purpose? Oh yeah. No. He's slightly damaged, and though I can love him, others might not be able to appreciate it. So I don't want to do that. Ooh. Very unique one. A very unique Kenyo. That's going to my boy Chili. A very unique one. Alright, he's all packed up. I can't just, I gotta throw in at least one time machine for you, so I'm not gonna seal him up just yet. But I appreciate you, my G. Yeah. Sahar, answer what? I didn't see what you said. I haven't been looking at the screen. I was too busy rummaging through stuff. I gotta go, Bailey. I gotta go. I gotta head to bed. I've been on here much longer than I intended. Dang, it's almost been 2 hours. I literally meant to do an hour. Does quantum tunneling have anything to do with your invention? Just the tiniest bit. Sahar, what did you say? Answer what? What was your question? Don't go all cry, REH. Cut it out. I'll be back tomorrow. Hunter, what did I miss? Cut it out. You're not just getting here. You're about to piss me off. What have you been doing? What have you been doing? Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow. Oh my gosh. You guys are annoying as heck. Why am I so easily freaking peer pressured? I'm leaving, so it doesn't matter. Love you guys. Be blessed. Be kind. I'll see you again tomorrow. Have a good day tomorrow. Focus, study, acquire knowledge. That's my challenge every day. Gotta acquire vast quantities of knowledge so that you can be ready to go. About the same time, hopefully earlier, because I would like to get off earlier, so I would like to get on earlier. So that I can make sure I get a full night's sleep. But I'm going to get a cool 6 hours, which, honestly, let's not be greedy. It's a good amount. One more test. Oh my gosh. I can't resist it. I can't resist the science. See, now you pissed me off because I didn't enjoy the test as much as I wanted. Why was there so much friction? Oh, because I'm pushing down so hard. That's interesting. I mean, we have to be realistic with the amount of weight that a hoverboard can carry. But even then, that was some decent pushing. Just gets into a momentum weight ratio. All right, see you guys later. Chili triple duper. Oh yeah, YouTube is going well as well. But I appreciate you all. Stay blessed. Keep rocking. Be kind. Hoverheads. Bailey, cut it out. Adrian, cut it out. Hoverheads